Order filled. Oh my gosh. I was muted on my headset? Man, just messing up all over today. How did my headset even get muted? I never mute this thing. Come on. I don't even know how my headset got muted. Dude, that's crazy, man. Well, you guys missed some epic trades, let me tell you. Um, but I've been talking for 20 minutes on mute. So that's hot. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I did the entire market assessment without sharing my screen. I did my entire market assessment without sharing my screen. I just did several trades, all profitable, without talking, with just on completely on mute. I never mute this thing. If there's a mute button on here, I never mute it ever. I don't know why it was muted. I never turn it off. Like I feel so stupid. It is what it is. Um, I'm grateful that you guys were at least able to see the trades. Um, but uh, but yeah, what a morning. Um, but so I took 3 stock trades this morning, all green. We every single trade we've taken today, which has been we've taken 3 trades in futures, made 1625, and then we take a fourth one in our eval. So we've taken a total of 7 trades today. Obviously, my 3 stock trades were off stream, but all green. So we're 7-7 today, and I don't mean the drink. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm sorry about the muting, guys. I don't know how that happened. Like I said, I never pushed the mute button on my headset. All right, so we did reject. Can you guys? Okay, cool. You can see my screen. We did reject at 3803, pulling back down to about 3800. Like I said, I want to see 3800 hold in order to see the trend reversal happen. TTM looks good for a potential of trend reversal. You can see we went from 6.3 to 5.3, or 5.4 rather, to 4.4 to 3.7, now to 2.5, getting a strong move there off that 3800. That's what we want to see for that trend reversal. Obviously, with the market on a downtrend today, we got to be careful for trend reversals, but it could just turn around and rip, like it did yesterday, and like it's done a couple of times earlier this week. Low volume was really what we were dealing with a lot this week, but volume's looking good. Volume's looking kind of average, about 3,000. Lower than I want to see, but the price action's working out just fine. So as long as the price action's working, I think it's good. 3.7 to 2.7 to 1.8. We are still stacking on the TTM on the 1-minute chart. Let's pull up the 3-minute chart because I want to measure this against it. 3,800 has to act as support if the bulls are going to win, or if the bulls are going to really do much of anything. TTM on the 3-minute side, though, is stacking downward. So 1 minute stacking up, 3 minutes stacking down. So we're going to need to see a yellow candle on the 3-minute TTM in order to really see this trend reversal begin to play out. And without that yellow candle, right now, in my mind, there's no trade. You can see 37.97 is another sort of breakaway support. Next candle's at 54, so that's in 1 minute is when we'll know on the green side, or I mean on the 3-minute side. Let's check this against the 5-minute chart. 5 minutes still stacking red on the TTM. As far as the chart pattern itself goes, we sort of got that upside down U. So with the upside down U, a lot of times it's the same as the U-shaped pattern, but it's in reverse. So the U-shape breakout, and then the handle, and then more move to the downside more than likely. Um, so because there's that upside down U, I'm a little stuffy today. We may see a move to the downside, but this 3,800, if it holds as a line in the sand, then I think we'll see it pop up. So to summarize that entire assessment, we've got to bounce off of 3,800. We've got to get a yellow candle on the 3 minute chart in order to see the trend reversal. Um, and then from there, I think that we will see pretty nice movement to the upside. If we don't get that yellow candle on the 3 minute chart, which we didn't get on the 54 minute, so we won't know until 57. If we don't get that yellow candle here, then I think that we will continue to drop down and test those sort of lower areas. Right now, the low after the open is right around 37.97. We're kind of in the low right now. You can see the low last night, right around 11:30, which counts as today's futures trading day, is 37.92.75. So if we do drop, hopefully we don't drop below that. 3 minute charts looking downward. Heavy momentum now stack coming in to the downside on the 3 minute TTM. You see one from 5.8 to 7.6 to 10.5. That is massive momentum push toward the downside. We do got green dots, so the potential for trend reversals there. But yeah, definitely pulled all the way back down to 94. And look at that, filled all the way back up from 94 back up to 98. That's a huge move. But to be as clear as possible, um, this is not a move here yet that I see. So we're going to need a cyan switch on the 1 minute chart, and we're going to need a yellow candle on the 3 minute chart. You're 1 for 2, but green, so that's awesome. Glad to hear that, Tiny. Tiny, you've been doing a lot of options trading lately, haven't you? I think the voice channel idea after the stream is actually a pretty cool idea. And of course, we do bring members of our community on live if they've got a story to tell, and I believe everyone's got a story to tell. So of course, we do that as well. We've had Tiny on here, but Tiny's been our only guest so far. So I would love to have some more members of our audience show up, as well as return from some of our other guests as well, i.e. Tiny. Um, Whoa. Did you guys just see that drop? Look at that. From 94 all the way down to 88. That was $6 just immediately. And this is why I said I'm not trading through the zone. 'Cause I'm not touching it till I see that trend reversal. But I will say this. We're 7 for 7. We've taken 7 trades, and we're green on 7 of them. So I am happy about that. 3 trades here in the sim, 1 in the eval, and 3 in stocks. I'm going to need to see a cyan switch on the 1 minute chart, and then I'm going to need to see a yellow candle on the TTM on the 3 minute chart. Huge pop back up off that major drop. So drop down $6, then close down at 91 and is ripping off of that up $6 now. Absolutely incredible, crazy movement. Um, just just totally insane. Yeah, ouch to anybody who was in that. Sometimes tiny growing your account slowly is the best. Like sometimes that's just the best move, you know. Look at that drop and then just immediately rip back up. I mean that was crazy, dude. Somebody some shorts piled into that and then all took profit. And you could actually sort of see it too on the volume chart too, because like volume was right around 3,000 or so, and then all of a sudden it was 8,000, and then 6,000, and then 9,000, 9,500, and then 6,200 on the upside. So it was like a total of like 16, 17,000 shares over or stocks, contracts. There we go. Like shares, options contracts. What are we trading here? Futures. Um, but that was like 17,000 contracts or so traded in a very short amount of time versus 3,000, per minute. So, and now we're getting a possible move to the upside again. Yellow on the TTM from 1.8 to 1.4, now to 0.8. So this actually could bounce off that low, off that huge dip down. Let's check this against the 3 minute chart now, because now we actually have more data. Plus, it's 8 o'clock, so it's the top of the hour. Um, 3 minutes still stacking to the downside. Went from 10.6 to 12.7 to 13.8 on the red. So even 3 minute still has some ground it needs to make up. And I believe that we need to get above 3,800. We're kind of like right on that line. And 3,800 is sort of acting as resistance now at this point. We're at 98 and 3/4. But we are going to move up past it. What's our next 3 minute candle? 803. That's in 2 minutes, so that's a while out. Jumping back to the 1. Got a possible cross on the 1226. And getting really close to a cyan switch. And like I said, we're going to need to see a cyan switch as well as a break above, now as well as a break above 3,800, and maintain above that in order to actually see this trend reverse. Currently, trend is on the downside. TTM went from 1.8 to 1.4 to 0.6 to 0.2. Still no cyan switch, so hence still no trade. Waiting on that. Even though that did pop up for over 3,800 for a second, I definitely think I could have scalped that. But I really want some solidification in this trend reversal. There is a fresh cyan, but it's not on much momentum towards that upside. So now I'm going to wait for the 9 above 12, or maybe I should just stop waiting and take this trade. Rejection may be at 35 there, the EMA 35. Trying to avoid FOMO. Yeah, definitely I'm trying to avoid FOMO. I can feel it kind of creeping. Because we went from 91 up to 801. So that $10 move is obviously a fatty move. Rejecting at the EMA 35 yet again. 3 seconds left in this candle. 2, 1. Alright, brand new candle. Let's see. Got a pullback here. Possible cross still. 9 is above 12. Rejecting at the 35, but holding at the 3,800. So this is looking decent now for the trend reversal. We do have cyan switch. 0.5 to 0.8. Science, which is super low momentum though, so that doesn't bode well in terms of strength towards that move to the upside. But we finally got a yellow candle on the 3-minute chart, and that's what we've been waiting for. We've really been waiting for that 3-minute chart to put in a yellow candle on the TTM. So, having said all of that, I'm going to be looking for a long position entry right around here, 3,800, and let's join the bid right there. Entered at 3,800 and a quarter. Got the last second of that lower entry point, which is great. Now we're looking for a 1-minute candle to make a new high, or we potentially may continue to pull back a little bit, but we got to break above this 35. That 35 is going to act as resistance. Movement on the TTM was 0.5 to 0.8 to 1.2, so very light momentum. Not nearly as much as I want to see. We're close to a 1226 crossover. That 1226 crossover should, I should say 1226 crossover to the upside. That 1226 crossover to the upside should give us a boost and potentially run us into resistance at the EMA 50. Jumping over to my evaluation at the moment, seeing if there's another trade up here. 10 seconds left on this candle. TTM moving up slightly. This does look decent for a reasonable chart pattern here. 0.8 to 1.1 to 1.6. Okay, momentum is starting to pick up on the TTM. That's what we want to see. May have to cut this trade. 9's above 12. We got a 1226 crossover on the last candle, but it looks like this may reject this breakout. And this was the risk. Yeah, I'm going to cut this. This was the risk of trading with such low momentum on the cyan switch. That's why I'm usually looking for a higher momentum on that. Like I said, I'm usually looking for 0.7 or higher, and we were only moving at 0.3. I cut it probably a little bit too low, but that's okay. We're still up $937.50. And I still think this trend reversal is inbound. Trend reversal is inbound. For all my Halo fans out there. I'm gonna just say that to stuff forever. So if you're not a Halo fan, it's all good. Just roll with me. Let's see. Next 3-minute candles at 8:09. Just jumping in, checking in with y'all's. See what's up. Fat yellow on the TCM with the green dots. Yep, that's what we want to see. Let's wait for the pullback and let it go. Save your green. I like that. Save your green. Don't do it, he said about the trade. It wasn't that bad of a trade. Green, 3-minute candle went from 13.5 to 13.4 to now 12.7. So it is actually getting momentum now on the 3-minute, and that's what we want to see. Strong momentum coming in on the 1-minute and breaking out above the 35, running into resistance at the EMA 50. But I don't think that resistance is going to last long. I think we're going to break above it. Movement from 1.2 to 1.9, that's exactly 0.7. Like I said, that's the area that I'm often looking for. Jumping over to the evaluation, seeing if there's an opportunity right here. Running into resistance at that 35. We've got 10 seconds left in this candle. I think that this is going to pop. I'm going to go for 7 ticks. Pretty heavy swing in my evaluation, and I really hope I don't regret it. Got a doji down here. I'm going to wait for a really strong entry point, though. I want to enter, my guess is, above the 35. potentially for a move back above it. But I don't like this selling pressure that came in off that 50 EMA. I did expect a rejection, but not one that strong. And while it ended at practically a doji, um, you can also see we have red dots forming on the TTM as well. So it went from 1.9 to 2.5 to 3.1. Moving in a factor of 0.6, that's not bad movement. Gonna should have taken that trade. I was late. Join the bid here in the eval. Missed the entry off of 3802. Cutting that. Now where's the next entry point? Join the bid here in the sim. Again, missed that entry. It's just moving too fast. Join the bid there high. Not where I wanted to be, but that's okay. It is what it is. Okay. Join the bid here in the eval in at 803.75. Just got 7 ticks on that massive rip. That was awesome. That puts us up $581.40 on the evaluation today. Hell yeah. I'm so pumped about that. That puts us up $1,444.56 on the evaluation. We got that practically the whole rip. We got a huge portion of it. I'm so happy about that. That's why the TTM works. That's why I love the TTM. Is because that's why literally the title of our TTM video is why I love the TTM squeeze. And this is the exact reason why I love the TTM squeeze, because where the hell else am I going to get an indicator that just straight up says you're about to have a breakout? And it's going to be awesome. That sounds gross, doesn't it? Either way, you're about to have a massive momentum move. Let's change it to that, because that sounds a lot better. Got a hammer candle on that momentum. What an exciting trade day. 3.4 to 5, or 4.6 to 5.7. Looking strong on this hammer candle. I think that we're going to get another rip off this. But you know what? I'm going to actually go for a swing in the sim for 20 ticks. We did get a 7 tick trade. That's one of our higher trades in the eval. Because we traded it with 5 contracts, so we took pretty large size on that swing, but we were able to capitalize a massive portion of that momentum. So I'm really happy about that. Obviously, this move was what, $6. So 6 times 4 is 24. So obviously it was 24 ticks. So we captured about 25% of the move. It's pretty good. Pretty happy about that. Now looking for a 1 minute candle to make a new high. We've got 30 seconds in this candle. We're currently 30 seconds in. So I believe that this will pop up over this and make a move towards 38.10. Trying to get out of 38.10 at a quarter, but I'm actually going to drop it down to 38.09 and a half. We got a flag there, pretty obvious looking one. Just checking in with y'all's. All right, Tiny. We love and appreciate you. Have a very optimistic day, and we will see you tomorrow, or just I'll see you in the Discord group. By the way, guys, if y'all hanging out, y'all chilling, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff helps the channel grow, helps the community grow, helps us help you, helps us help other traders succeed. Because you know what, I love and appreciate you guys, and the whole concept of optimistic futures is that we are developing optimistic futures for everybody, regardless of what it is that you do, what it is that you trade or invest in, all that type of stuff, or what you endeavor to become the artist and expert in. We're here to help you fulfill that. That's the whole intention of this. Coming up at resistance at 806.50, 3806.50. You can see it triple topped there. Because of that triple top, I actually might cut this trade. I was looking for the breakout above, and we did get slightly above it, or slightly I should say, into the green territory. And I cut it here with a micro loss if I want to. I think I can actually get out of this with a micro profit. Yeah, there's our little micro profit. I don't always do that. Sometimes if I just feel like it's gonna like drop or grind down, then I'll just cut it. But like because of the price action and the bounces off of the 9 and the 50 and stuff like that, that's why I felt confident to be able to get out with that micro profit. In our evaluation, we don't preemptively trade like we do sometimes in the sim. That whole stuff is for me to be able to practice and be able to eventually apply those to eventually be able to apply those strategies to the evaluation. But you know, normally, false alarm, you're back. Good to see you. um, but normally we will cut those if they're dropping. But this actually did come back well. It was not a 1 minute candle to make a new high though. Instead, it formed more like a 3 minute flag or 5 minute flag. We've got a possible crossover on the 3 minute chart. This is just an incredibly awesome day to trade. Um, Even though the market's been dropping, but it's been dropping and putting in fat bounces. So there's momentum. And momentum is what matters. And the volume is reasonable too. Coming up and hitting resistance, and this makes sense why we stalled out right there, because we're coming up, we're hitting resistance at the EMA 35 on the 3 minute chart. So momentum on the 3 minute went from 12.5 to 10.8 to 8.9. So getting strong momentum on the TTM3 and jumping into the 5 as well to validate that, or just take a look at what the 5's doing. The 5 is dropping slightly, but you can see it's kind of leveling off. And the 5 is pretty late on the TCM, just so you're aware. When we get a 5 minute crossover of this 1226, that's going to look really strong for movement, which looks like it's setting up. Everybody can see this flag forming right here, and this flag does look strong. We're going to look for resistance at the 200 moving average, which is right around 38.13. I'm going to join the bid here on this one. In at 807.50. Looks like we got in a little right before that breakout, which is good. Upping up now to 38.10, right where we thought there would be resistance. Perfect. That was a really nice trade. Now we're up $2,375 in the sim. We're up 550 or so in the evaluation. I wish I took this one in the eval because that was a really strong trade. Now at 38.10. How much is 7 ticks? Why am I blanking on this? 7 times 0.25. $1.75. Okay. A little bit of pullback there. So 38.10 ended up being the area of resistance, like we talked about back when we were here, and we were talking about getting out of 38.10. And then our next point of resistance is likely going to be the 200 moving average on the 1 minute chart. TCM is kind of cooling off a little bit. You can see it going from like just sort of not really going up in momentum, not much anyway, 7.4 to 7.7 to 7.2. So it's kind of balanced at the moment. I would not be surprised if this pulled back into this area, like the 38.05 area. But my hope is that it holds around 07 so that it bounces back over that 10 easily. Still got the possible crossover on the 3 minute chart. 3 minutes looking at like we went from 10.8 to 9.0 to 8.2 or 6.8. 6.9, sorry. I don't know why I said 8.2. That was weird. Possible crossover on the 1226 on the 3 minute chart. On the 3 minute chart, 9 is still below the 12. So once this 9 gets above the 12, which it literally just did right before our eyes, right as I was saying that, that's going to give us a move upward. You can see we went from 6.9 to 4.5 or so on the 2TM. Looking strong. The 50 EMA, which is right at 3809, is going to act likely as resistance. Taking an entry here, could have got a little bit better entry, I think. I think we could have got an entry down at the EMA 35 on the 3-minute chart, but you know, it is what it is. Looking up for a move past, or at least a breakthrough of the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. Measuring this against the 5-minute chart and see if we're getting a yellow candle yet. Still not yet. Next 5 is at 8:20, which is in a minute. So at 8:20, likely we'll see a nice little pop off that. Still up a couple of ticks in this trade though, so that's nice. Look for resistance at this 200 moving average before we come up and test the VWAP. The 200 moving average is right there at 812.50, and my sell order is at 812.50. My entry is at 807.50, so I'm going for a 20 tick trade. It's pretty large and in charge swing, if you will. Do have a flag in the play, as you can see. Because that flag is on the play, it might get out at 10, at 38.10. Even though I know we may be able to go up higher than that, and we likely will. I'm just trying to play it safe in the trade itself, especially because we got cooling on the 2TM. Taking my profit there. Up $2,500 on the day. Yeah, 2,500. Off 8 trades in the sim. You can see that flag forming right there. It's 8:20 now, so we got a fresh 5, and we're getting a break, like a little bit of a pop up off that. Little flag zone there. Let's check the 5-minute chart since we got a fresh 5. We did get a yellow candle on the 5. Went from 5.5 to 5.4, so basically no movement. Y'all can see the flag on the 5 pretty easily. So on the 5-minute chart, let's address this. The TTM and the yellow over the next 5 minutes, so between now and 8:25, we've got to see this turn into a solid yellow. So what I mean by a solid yellow is I want this to move up by at least like half a point. The longer the time frame, the more momentum switch I want to see. So here's a good example back here where it was red 13 and a quarter and it switched to 12 and a half. So it was a point, pretty much a 0.7 move from this red yellow, and that's how we can tell that we're getting some momentum. If it's flat, sort of like it was like right here, where it went from a 14 to 13.6 to 13.1, that actually is a reasonable move. Here's a good example. It went from 10.7 to 10.1 to 9.1. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want to see this happen right here, where it's like from 4.7 to 4.8, or sorry, 5.4 to 4.8, and then back to 5.3. So I'm really looking for a solid yellow candle move on the 5-minute chart, as well as this crossover to happen. That crossover would make a major difference. 1-minute chart, you can see we pull back, so that flag ended up being moving to the downside a little bit. I just need to see this hold above 3,800. We do have super good profits on the day. I'm really happy about that. I think we took one loss, which was a loss for like 625 bucks in the sim. Gratefully, it was not in the evaluation. 3-minute chart looking good on the TTM for a cyan switch. We do get a red dot, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue, because we did go from 9.0 to 6.9 to 4.6, then to 2.5. So we're getting really good movement on there. Our next 3-minute candle is at 24, which is just about 1 minute away. Just checking in with y'all's. By the way, guys, if you guys are looking to earn funding in the futures market, make sure that you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. Elite Trader Funding does a really, really awesome job of providing amazing customer service and competitive products. In my opinion, their evaluations are some of the best in the market out there because they do these one-step evaluations where you only need to trade for 5 days, and you can actually get funded all the way up to $300,000. So basically, if you got funded for this, you could trade with an entire house every day. Just think about that. You can literally trade an entire house every day. You don't have to. You don't have to take the whole size. And honestly, I personally would not because I don't have that kind of risk tolerance. But but you can get funded all the way up to that to 300K and as little as 10K. And actually, guys, if you use the link in my description plus the promo code that's also there, JSBEST, you'll actually get a lifetime discount off of any of the products that you see here, with the one exception of the fast tracks. The fast track evaluations are already heavily discounted, as you can see, and they have no monthly revo. These ones are a little bit different. Make sure you take the time to click see more details and read the rules around each evaluation. It's very important. But these ones are a little bit different on the fast tracks because they have a maximum of 14 trading days. So this one's like how fast can you earn your profits? Can you earn the eval? So personally, I'm doing the 50K evaluation and I'm doing the 100K static evaluation, which is a little bit different style. Now the 50K eval, personally, I've been really happy with this. They allow you to take 8 contracts, while most companies allow you to only take 5. And a profit target of 3,000, which, by the way, we are halfway there. Hell yeah, that's so dope. But and they give you a drawdown of $2,000, which is a lot. They give you a lot to work with and a lot to be able to have that opportunity to actually earn funding. They're very helpful in their Discord group, and their customer service is awesome. So make sure you guys check them out. Use the link in the description and promo code JSBEST to take advantage of that. Okay, so let's jump back into some charts here. So you can see we pulled all the way back to 3,800 on heavy on the 3-minute chart, and then we're bouncing up heavy off 3,800 right up into 38.6. So we're doing pretty well on this pop back up. This sort of like V-shaped pattern here that you can see, and possibly running into resistance there. But look at that movement, dude. That's some heavy movement. It's like heavy movement in the boys. I don't know why I pull up old rap references. This is part of who I am. You never know where I'm gonna go. Alright, running into resistance at the 50 EMA on the 3-minute chart. You can see we're almost at a cyan switch on the 3. I really should have just entered and just been like, just let's let it ride. Because that is just a beast of a move. In 3 minutes, we went from 800 to 810. That's a lot of movement. I'm looking for an entry off of like 807.50. Join the bid there. Entered at 808. Hopefully it doesn't turn into an 808 and heartbreak. I don't know why. It's just being the dork today, man. It's fun. 1 minute pullback. Really close to a crossover on the 3-minute chart. You can see we got a cyan switch on a red dot. 0.8 to 1.2. It's pretty good movement. I do want to see that crossover happen. 9's above the 12 on the 3. I do want to see that crossover, but it's kind of a ways out. I think it's like probably like, I don't know, 6-7 minutes out. Running resistance to the EMA 50. I don't think that resistance is going to last. I think it's going to break out above that. 5-minute chart. Still only have 1 yellow, and we went from 6.1 to 5.3. So I do want to see the 5-minute chart make a little bit more movement as well. And I want to see the 9 get above the 12 on the 5. running resistance at the EMA 35 on the 5-minute chart. Jump back to the 1. You pull back now. Fresh cyan of the 1. Jumping over to the evaluation. And off of 809, potentially a move up to up past this. That's my thinking on that. We'll see if that actually works out. I don't know about taking that trade there, though. I get a pretty good entry on this one here. So momentum's not much. 0.6 to 0.7. 9's pretty heavy above 12, though, so that's looking nice. I'm actually just going to take this profit here. Took like 6,250 on that, but I do think that this is going to pop again. So we got a green dot cyan. I took that profit really just because I think that we may get a drop before we get a pop. So because we may get the drop before pop, I thought that there may be an opportunity to take that trade off the table and potentially get a better entry. You can see we've hit resistance several times at the 50. We've hit it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And I might even call that it too. 6 times. So 6 times on the 3-minute chart we've hit resistance at the EMA 50. For the most part, though, we've been holding 35 as support, so that's beneficial in terms of the opportunity for the move to the upside. I think that this crossover needs to happen, this 1226 crossover on the 3-minute chart. But once it does, I think that we'll be looking good. One thing to note, the EMA 35 has just crossed above the 26 simple moving average. This is typically indicative of a upward move that is incoming as well. So we have a lot of indicators and a lot of support levels working for us for a move back towards the upside. Recently, we've been trading all this below the view app, and we've pretty much only gone long. I took 1 short, and that was it. But it's holding well through this zone. 6.1 to 5.8, back to 6.3 on the 5-minute chart. So giving up some ground for the potential breakout that we've been waiting on for a while. And you can see heavy resistance at that EMA 35 on the 5-minute chart. This pullback here could break it. Alright guys, so now it's time to check with you. I want to see what you guys think. What are your thoughts on the movement? Do you think that we're going to break out above that 3,800 level? Do you think we're going to break above like 3,805, 3,810? And do you think we're going to break back above the view app? Or do you think that the Bears are going to win today and they're going to push that down below 3,800 and we're going to come down back to, I don't know, the 3,700s range and below the 3,800? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Because right now, I'm basically just trading the chart in front of me, as opposed to making like trending ideas. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear it. And make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, because all that stuff helps the channel grow and the whole community. Speaking of our community, we do have an awesome Discord group that you guys may want to be a part of. We talk about everything from entrepreneurship to investing to trading and mindset, philosophy, and other awesome stuff like that. Pulling back pretty heavily on the 3-minute chart. Ugh. We've been streaming now for about an hour, and pretty good day so far. Up $2,562.50 in the sim, and up about $550 in the evaluation. We're halfway done on hitting our profit target in the eval. I intend to pass this time. I think I failed like 5 or 6 times. So it is what it is. I said that, and then all of a sudden I feel like more down on myself, and that's not cool, because we're kicking ass. We've been kicking ass all day. So you know what? Back to optimism, back to optimistic futures and all that. So 3 minute chart. One thing to note is the 9 moving average. You can see if I kind of pull this out here. The 9 has just on this current candle slipped below the 12 EMA. So that makes it look like we're going to be heading in the downward direction. Couple that with the red dots that have been showing up on the TTM. Uh, this is looking like we may get another downward move. Let's measure this against 5. 5.8 to 6.8 on the TTM. So reasonable downside move in terms of momentum on the 5 minute chart. 9 is still below 12. All of it's below the 26, except for the 35. 35 is above the 26, and that does look decent for a trend reversal inbound. But that's just one indicator out of many. Um, so I don't think it's enough validation to validate that theory. This does need to hold 3,800 though, if it's gonna have any possible chance. If it breaks below 3,800 here, then um, we're likely to come back down and test these lows, which I genuinely hope does not happen. Just because a lot of times when it's hitting new highs or new lows, it's difficult to trade for me. Some people like it. Some people really enjoy trading the highs of the days, the lows of the days, or whatever. But for me, I find it challenging because you never know how high it's going to go, never know how low it's going to go. I like trading the range where I can sort of predict the patterns a lot more, and where we're running into resistance and support at the moving averages and whatnot. Did hold 3,800 fairly well, and TTM is still going upward on the 3 minute with red dots, but nonetheless still upward. My nose is stuffy today. Get them fall allergies. Took it a yellow candle on the 1. Uh, One thing I've noticed, so the price action started slowing down here, and if we take a look at the volume did too. There's no big reports today, and what Veterans Day I think is on Friday. Yeah, Veterans Day is Friday. Um, for Veterans Day, the market's still open. Only the bond market is closed, at least to my knowledge. So, all right, guys. So if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications and all that. Join up in our Discord group and come say hi to the community. Come get to know us. We talk about everything from entrepreneurship to crypto to investing to trading, a bunch of different stuff. Shared some crypto news in there yesterday. Binance is potentially looking to acquire FTX. FTX is one of the largest exchanges of cryptocurrency globally, and Binance is too. So Binance is bigger, but FTX is already huge. And FTX has a lot of major backers behind it too. So I'd be surprised if Binance actually is able to actually complete the acquisition of FTX. But if they do, then I think that would be really really crazy. I like this tiny. I'll pass because I'm kicking ass. I don't know why my comments don't automatically scroll. I think that's weird. Okay, so getting a little bit of a reversal here from 3.5 to 3.1. Bounced off the 3,800 nicely. On the 1 minute chart, we need to see another crossover. But we did bounce off of 3,800 up to 3,804. So that was a nice 12 tick move. Um, so that's looking good. from 3.5 to 3.2. We haven't taken a trade in a little while. We've basically been looking for these kind of movements to start form. I'm gonna put this at 8 ticks, and I wish I've already entered higher than I wanted to, but that's okay. Looking for a move up to 806. Hitting resistance at the 26. This is a slightly risky trade, and I say that because a lot of the move has already taken place. So, um, so as far as what I considered it in terms of risk here, I think this is a mildly risky trade. From 3.2 to 2.9 to 2.7 on the TTM. I'm gonna reduce my my exit point. I'm gonna look to get out just above this 26. We do have a crossover potential again, 2.9 to 2.5. Actually, since that momentum is stacking, I'm gonna put my sell order back up. I'm gonna put it here at 806 though, not at 806.50 like we had originally. If this candle doesn't end green though, I think I'm gonna cut it. 10 seconds left in this candle. Candle did end green slightly, but it's pulling back off that. I'm gonna cut this. No, I'm not, because it went back doji. Right when I was about to hit flat, it started coming back up. Okay. From 2.9 to 2.6 to 2.4, 2.5 area. Hitting resistance to the EMA 35. This is still looking like a reasonable trade, although, like I said, I thought my entry sucked, and it did. But this is looking pretty decent, though. Still got cyan stacking on the TTM on the 3, and 5 minute is in yellow form. Back to the 1 minute, and I was trying to get that assessment done quickly. We did get that trade up $2,937.50 on the day. We did get that trade. I was trying to jump back over to my eval, but I wanted to do my eval. Yes, yes. But I wanted to do all that assessment first to actually validate that trade, and we just kind of missed it. But it is popping here off of 806, so we may have another op. That was the big move, though. That would have been a really nice trade off of 806. Pulling back red, which makes sense. I would honestly want to see a little pullback here before the breakout. Looking good on the 3. Where's the resistance point? Resistance is going to be at the 50 EMA. You can see it was there a bunch of different times, and even on this time as well. So resistance is at the 50 EMA. Brand new 3 minute candle forming. Still cyan on it, from 3.1 to 3.6 to 4.1. So we're moving up at a level of half a point, or rate of half a point, I should say, which is looking good, and continuing to pop there off of that 1 minute pullback. I really wish I would have taken a trade off of 806. Honestly, I really do. I was considering it too, and I just missed the entry, and it kind of popped up, and now it's just holding here at like 807. And because it's just holding there, you can see it's like literally at the same level as the top wick of this candle. So that's the reason why I'm not entering. I do personally think this is going to break out, but I don't know what's up with my voice inflection today, but you know what? It's fun. So that candle did end really well green off of 806 and ended around 808. Join the bid here. Looking for a move up towards that 200 moving average. We did get a 1226 crossover, 9's above 12, and it's all crossing above the 35. This is looking really good for a cyan switch. Joining the bid here on the, so we got the
Order
entry at
filled.
808.75 and looking to get at
Order
809.75.
filled.
Got that trade up $809.60 on the eval, and this thing is just ripping. Look at that rip. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh almighty. We did hit that 812, 3812.50. That was the original. If you go back about 20, 30 minutes, that was the original area that I was saying would be a point of resistance there. It was right back in here when the 200 moving average there. Since the 200 moving average has been moving down, that looks really good for upward movement. Fresh cyan on here. Just gonna check in on with you guys. Hey, what's up, Pawn? Dude, it's good to see you here. Happy days. We're up almost 2,000 bucks in our eval. So we're really close to actually, yeah, we're up $1,672.50. Huge breakout momentum over that VWAP. Look at that. From 38.12 all the way up to 38.16. That $4 move is a massive amount of money being transferred. Let's put this at like 16 ticks, and let's see if we can get an entry off of, I don't want to get caught up in euphoria, because that can really screw a lot of traders over. We're going to enter at 815. Got the entry at 815, pulling back towards VWAP now at 814 and a half. And I'm looking for another move up, looking towards 3820. I wish I would have taken this additional move here in the eval. I mean, this whole trade here, if I would honestly had taken that swing, would have been close to a K. But, you know, it's all good. Pulling back some, up 3,000 on the day in the sim. Currently down 500 in this current trade. But I don't think that's going to last. I think it'll just pull right back. Taking a look at the 3-minute chart just to assess this movement. You can see we finally got a green dot on the 3, and we moved heavy on the TTM. We went from 3.6 to 5.7. I was gonna say 4, 5.7 to 7.5. Massive momentum coming in on the 3-minute chart. Switching over to the 5-minute chart just to do this assessment and measure it against it. We do got a sort of candle or sort of little flag happening on this candle here above the VWAP, and massive movement on the 5-minute chart on the TTM. So I think that this is gonna break out. Did get a nice pop off the VWAP there. Currently at 14 and a half. It's got to hold this volume weighted average price. Has to. If it doesn't hold VWAP, then I think that we're going to end up in a bearish trend on the day, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that because I honestly just think it's easier to trade long, frankly. We've been getting insane, huge momentum moves today. What a good trading day, man. Really, truly. Such an awesome trade day. Y'all can see that flag forming right there on the 1-minute chart. Movement on the TTM from 4.8 to 6.2. That's awesome, John. I'm so happy you're having a good day. Cut this last one. Too short, though. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Mentioned it. What was on Twitter? One second left in this candle and a doji at the top. I do think this is going to break out, but because of the time that it's taking to break out, I'm not entering into this trade. Not at this time, because essentially we've been moving up and down by the view app, and I don't like that it's so close to the view app. I do have an entry on the sim, but not the eval. From 6.4 to 7.4 on the TTM momentum, actually now to 7.5, 7.6. Still stacking momentum to the upside. Let's measure this against the 3 again. Our next 3 minute candle is going to be at 51. We just got a brand new 3 minute candle happening now from 5.7 to 7.8. By the way, guys, this entire move was predicted on the TTM on the 3 minute chart. The 3 minute TTM is one of my favorites because it really does help us measure trends and incoming breakouts really well, really effectively. Obviously, nothing out there. There is no indicator that is 100% accurate, and if anybody else tells you that, they're trying to sell you something. There's no such thing as a 100% accurate indicator, but there are indicators that can help us measure and make educated guesses, and the TTM is one of them. I am worried that this is going to break below VWAP and pop back down. So for those reasons, I may be out. Put a little Shark Tank in here, you know? For those reasons, I'm out. Yeah, I don't like that break below VWAP. Um, Even though we do have cyan momentum. But for those reasons, I'm out. There we go. Up $2,812.50 on the day. A little bit of a pop off that, but look at that pullback. I'm grateful it got out. Managing our risk really effectively. We've only taken 2 losses today, so really happy about that. We've taken 8 trades in the sim. Probably going to get close to shutting it down now. So we have been streaming for about an hour and a half. But before we go, I would like to do these, figure out exactly how much we actually made. So first, let's figure out our fees. Okay, so our fees were $261.60 on the sim. So let's subtract that from our profit here of $28.1250. So that means we made a profit of $2,550.90. Very profitable day. And out of 60, we take 5 contracts, so that's 12 trades. And what did we say our profit was? 25.50.90. Yep. So let's do 25.50.90 and divide that by 12 for our trades. So we made an average of $212.57 in the that's per trade in the sim. We did get a bounce off that 9 EMA, so that's looking good. This is on the 1 minute chart. You can see clear resistance there at 38.16. You even got this double top right here. What's up with this breaking news from Seeking Alpha? This is how we found out about the Binance thing. This isn't breaking news. Get out of here with that. TCM pulling back. That's why I cut this trade, because I actually was seeing that the VWAP was not holding, and it should have broken out really on this candle here. After that length of time, it should have broken out. I still think this is going to move to the upside, and I say that because we actually just got a fresh cyan on the TTM on the 5 minute chart. So currently that's where we're at in terms of trades. Yeah, there's not a lot of info about Binance buying FTX. Like I said, FTX is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges out there, but so is Binance. So I have doubts as to whether or not Binance could actually acquire FTX, given the fact that FTX has some of the largest names in investment in the world that are attached to it. So I don't know how willing they're going to be to give that up. But with crypto winter that's been here for the last couple of months, and Bitcoin really struggling to get over 20K. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing to really think about. In 2008, 2009 or whatever, Bitcoin was dirt cheap, right? Like it was a couple cents. And then it broke out to $100. And then after it broke up to $100, people were like, it'll never go anywhere past that. And it pulled back down to like $20. And then it remained there for a long time. And then in 2013, it ripped up to about $1,000, and it was holding pretty steady around $1,000 for a long time. And people were like, it'll never break, like really break above 1,000. It's maybe like 1,300 or something like that. It's gonna pull back. And it's not going anywhere. Then it pulled back to like 500, $600. Okay, and it remained there for several years. And then in 2017, when crypto boomed, Bitcoin ripped up to 20K. And when it did, people were like, this is nuts. This is absolutely insane. Um, you know, it's never going above this. People are out of their minds. And Bitcoin ripped down all the way down to like 3,000 bucks. And then you guys saw in 2021, 2020, 2021, Bitcoin ripped up to 60 grand. 60K per coin. That's nuts. I think it actually hit 65. Uh, if I remember correctly, it was right around there. So a couple of Bitcoin would have bought you a house versus, Bitcoin pizza guy. He spent 10 grand on a pizza, or 10,000 Bitcoin. Sorry, not 10 grand on a pizza. Um, and so Bitcoin being pulled back right now to 20K off of 65K high, like it's holding 20 grand. Just like it held it's just like it held that $25 range, just like it held $500, just like it held um, $3,000, $3,500, $5,000 range. So Bitcoin being at 20K now is cheap, in my opinion. So I think that if FTX actually sells, unless they're in some sort of dire financial straits and they sell to Binance, I personally think that would be a mistake, in my own opinion. But the consolidation of crypto power must happen. All consolidations of powers must happen. It's just something that is the natural ebb and flow of currency and the natural ebb and flow of companies as well. So I just think that that's likely. Like, if it does happen, I think it'll be a challenge and it'll be a stretch for FTX to actually be bought out by Binance. But if it does happen, I think that crypto will go crazy again, at least to a decent degree. I don't have an account at FTX, so you know it doesn't affect me either way. FTX, I think they also bought out Blockfolio some years back. You're 17 of 18 trade spawn, dude. That kicks ass, man. Good job. You made 42 more on paper today. Nice job. But you're stopping. I think I'm keeping it if I do. Um, 41, huh? That's awesome, Tiny. Good job. We do have a reasonable amount of viewers today. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Market's been going nuts today. We're up almost $3,000 in the sim. We're up 550 in the eval. So we're kicking ass today. And yeah, man, it's been an awesome ride. So, all right, guys. So, having said all that, make sure you join the email mailing list, join the Discord group. The community is growing. The community is getting better every day. We have awesome members like Tiny that are providing value in there all the time. 18 out of 19 now on that breakdown stopping. Nice job, Pawn, dude. You're kicking ass, dude. You're crushing it, uh, dude. Congrats, dude. Absolutely, total congrats. I'm so happy for you, man. I really am. But yeah, guys, make sure you join our Discord group. We got an awesome community that's growing in there. We have great members like Tiny, Kendall J. They provide really awesome value and just fun to be around. It's called Optimistic Futures because our intention is to help you build to have an outlook and a perspective to be able to be optimistic about the future regardless of what's happening in the world, and help you be able to create sort of that lifestyle that you're after, whatever that looks like to you. Not everyone's into the whole private jets and luxury lifestyle type things. People just want to live on a farm or hang out or whatever. And whatever the case is, yeah, futures are fun, man. I totally agree with you. But whatever the case is, whatever your optimistic future looks like, an idealistic future looks like, make sure you join Optimistic Futures so that we can talk about it. We talk about everything from entrepreneurship to philosophy to crypto to investing to futures to trading to a bunch of different ideas. So it's a great place to be. Later, Pawn. Thanks for showing up, man. I really appreciate you hanging out, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and all that said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. And like I said, guys, if you guys wanted to get funded in the futures market, target elite trader funding. Use promo code JSBest, and I'll see you guys in the Discord group. And peace out, y'all. Stay optimistic. We'll see you guys tomorrow, optimists, at 7:30 Pacific. That's 10:30 market time. And yeah, we'll see you then. Peace out, y'all.